Hello and welcome to the Transformation Project, a podcast and community for women who are looking to transform into the best version of themselves no matter where they are at. A place where you can listen, learn, and laugh along with us as we dive deep into different topics to help you live a happier, healthier, and more fulfilled life. Remember, we are all learning here together, and therefore the content and opinions of the hosts and our guests should not be taken as medical advice. Please consult your healthcare professional for any medical questions.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Transformation Project. It has been a minute. We have missed you. Hello, Jess.
Hello. So good to be back.
I know. I'm excited to be back on. It's been a little while. Things have been crazy. It's been about 3 months since we published our last episode, and I'm sure many of you may have wondered where these crazy ladies have gotten to. So today is basically just a little catch up, just to let you know, like, what we've been up to, what's been going on. We have so many super exciting guests lined up. Jess is smiling at me. We're so excited of all the cool guests that we've got lined up. But yeah, so excited to be back. What has been going on for you, Jess?
Yeah, exactly what you said. It's just been a busy season. So, I mean, a big one for me is all of my family birthdays are in March. So like my birthday, my daughter's birthday, my partner's birthday. So March was crazy. My mom was here, and I just really, my mom, you guys know, I'm Canadian living in Australia. So I haven't seen my family for 2 years. So it was just, I just wanted to be present with her. I just wanted to do things with her. I just wanted her to be a part of everything. I wanted to see her and chat with her. We went for a walk every morning and just really soak up some grandma time, some mom time. So that was really big. That took obviously a lot of time. We did lots of fun things. It was so nice.
For like a month, right?
Yeah, she was here for 5 weeks, but it just goes by so fast.
Yeah.
So fast. And then I did my first triathlon.
Yeah,
I did one. Yeah, back in February, which was awesome. It's been like on the to-do list forever. I have done one triathlon before, probably like almost 10 years ago, and I loved it. So it was always like, I'm going to do another. And then, you move to another country and bikes are expensive. So never really got around to it. And then I got pregnant, and then I was postpartum, and then I got pregnant again, and then postpartum. But it was one of those like, okay, now's the time. I'm going to do it. So yeah, I did my first one in February, fell in love with it like I knew I would again, and then wanted to get in and start training for another one. So after my birthday, I did 75 hard, which a lot of people I think will probably know. I was very vocal about it on my social medias and just sharing the journey, the highs and the lows. Very similar to what Sharon had shared on a previous podcast.
If you guys don't know what 75 hard is, go and check out our episode that we did with Sharon Bates-Giuseppe. She goes into that a little bit about what 75 hard is. Yeah. It's full on.
And Sharon was just so like, she was so right. It's a commitment to yourself.
Yeah.
You find the time to do all that stuff. And it's like, so many times I'd crawl into bed at the end of the night thinking I was done. And then it was like, oh, I haven't taken my progress photo. Like, I have to get up and drink another liter of water. So it was so good. And of course I had so many excuses. Like, I work full time. I have an online business. I have 2 kids. I'm too busy. I can't do this. So it was, that in itself was amazing. Just reteaching myself that there is more time in the day. I don't need to waste my time doing lots of other things that I was doing, and really just put myself first. And I feel like I was a better parent, like more present with my children. Kinsley did yoga with me so many times. It was so cute. So that was 75 days. And at the same time, I was training for my next triathlon, which I actually did not get to do.
The untriathlon.
They canceled it 4 days before the event. The weather here had just been too bad, and the flooding, and it just wasn't, the water wasn't safe. Like, it was too muddy and stuff. They couldn't see, they couldn't have everyone swimming in it. They couldn't build the transition station on the grass. And
I would be like, Shark City. There'd be no way.
Well, that's what I read in the email. It didn't say that, but I was like, basically they can't see if there are sharks near us.
That's what's happening.
So yeah, that's really just been where I've been at. I know a couple times we had gotten together and been like, oh, we'll start the podcast again. And then it was just, you were so busy, Yvette, for so long there.
Yeah, it's been crazy. So we had all the flooding stuff. So that was nuts. And although we were unaffected, like around us was quite affected. And obviously Karen, who was also on our podcast, was pretty much her entire house was decimated over that time. And then my computer crashed and the hard drive backup connected to the computer crashed. And so you guys may not know this, but I'm the person who does the editing and everything on our podcasts. And so all of our kind of in the bag episodes were on my computer and we thought we'd lost everything. Shout out to Tony at Comtech Express in Brisbane, who spent probably almost a month trying to get back everything on my computer and eventually did. So we have 3 older episodes. You guys will realize when you hear them, the next 3 episodes are clearly before this one. That is why, because we thought they were goners and they have been like rescued. Super excited. So that happened. That was nuts. And then I have been really busy working on a whole bunch of stuff for the Australian election. So our Australian election happened just on a month ago. And the election process here is quite different, or the way the elections work in Australia is quite different. And I guess it's no surprise to anybody, if they've been listening to us for any period of time, that I was not happy with the current government that was on at the time. And so there were a couple of us that kind of went, well, how can we make a difference? How can we help? And so I joined in with an organization called Stand Up and Vote Australia. And the idea behind that was basically to show Australians how to vote correctly to make their vote count. And also get volunteers to do scrutineering. So be in the within the election process, making sure that everything was done correctly, and get volunteers to help out a lot of the different candidates. So it was a nonpartisan group purely based on education. But like, I literally didn't have dinner with my family for almost 2 months. We were interviewing different candidates. We were attending different events, doing education. We were doing webinars and all sorts of things. So that took up like a massive amount of time.
Yeah.
It was huge. It was a massive undertaking. Obviously, the election has come and gone. We have flipped from the one group that I was not happy with to another group that I'm still not happy with, but let's see how it goes, Australia. We'll see how that works out for everyone. But it was incredibly important for me, I think, to actually understand as an immigrant in the country, like I had no idea how the voting system works and I didn't care about politics.
Well, see, you have made me care because I'm the same as you. I'm still not a citizen, so I can't vote. So I very much have turned a blind eye because I've just been like, meh, there's nothing I can do about it. But I love all the education that you were putting out for people. And one day I will be able to vote here.
Yeah.
Because it is a very different system.
Completely. Everybody, even people in Australia, think that our Australian system is the same as America because that's what they've seen on like TV.
Right.
It's completely not. And as it happened, the way our election process ended up working was actually not the way it was meant to happen either. So the way we were educating people as to the way the system is supposed to happen in Australia was not what happened.
The way you were educating people, or like
Correct.
the way. Okay. Oh,
okay. So there have been some anomalies in the election count process that differed from the preferential voting system that is meant to have happened in Australia. So that didn't quite work out.
Okay. Is anyone going to get in trouble for that? No? Like, we just move on?
Well, there are people working on it. There are lawyers working on it. There have been investigations into the Australian Electoral Commission. And, there's debate back and forth about how things happen, which is why we're a month later and we still don't have all of our Senate candidates yet counted. So we're a month after the election, right? We still don't know who our Senate candidates are, all of them. And there were, I think, 74 different electorates that needed to be recounted.
Wow.
So a month after our election, even though we have a new government in and everything's like as if it's all done and dusted, they're still counting right now, a month later. Like there's still recounting happening and stuff going on. So it's been very interesting for me, but I think more importantly, has just been to understand exactly how the system works, because I definitely feel now that if you don't put in your say, no matter what happens, you have no right to complain later about the situation you're sitting in. So,
well, one of the so for people that don't know, because this is a huge difference that I didn't know about, everyone has to vote in Australia. You get a fine.
You get a fine if you do not vote. Yeah,
that's not the way in North America.
No,
a lot of people just don't vote.
Yeah. In Australia, it's compulsory. You have to vote. So this time around, there were a lot of people that were that unhappy with the system that they chose to rather get a fine than vote.
Wow.
I disagree, but I've had those arguments with people long term. But again, because I feel like if you don't put in some kind of say, you have no say. And there's a lot of different reasons why they disagree, and I agree with many of the reasons why they disagree. So there was those, and then there's some that will go in and they will purposefully they will do their vote in such a way that it is invalid. Right. So like cross it out and say that there's no suitable candidates to vote for or something. And so it got really important at one point, because there were a lot of people out there on social media telling people to do these things because it would mean something or do something or change something, which was completely incorrect. You may as well throw your vote in the bin.
Yeah.
If you were thinking like, I don't care, I just don't want to get a fine, well, then that's fine. But for those people who thought that they were actually doing something, then it was a process of trying to educate people on, what is correct and what is misinformation, because there was so much misinformation out there as well. And so through that process too, I learned heaps. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know if I'll ever run in politics. Who knows? Maybe one day when my children are bigger, because those guys have a hard time, man. You need some big cojones to be standing for politics in any area. It is hardcore.
I'll tell you a secret. I haven't probably only told Ben this. I actually always wanted to be the health minister of Canada. I always wanted to go into public health. I was going to do my master's in public health.
Do you know how much better off Canada would be if you were the health minister right now?
That was one of those I'll become a dietitian. Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe I'll become the health minister one day. And then I moved country. Yeah. No, I'm not allowed, but
no. So I don't know. I don't know if it'll ever happen. I had a couple of different parties who did approach me to run for them. But I didn't feel it was the right time for me. And I really wanted to contribute in some way. So Stand Up and Vote was where it was. So that's really where
people find more information. Like obviously the election's done now, but there will be another one where Stand Up and Vote.
It's just www.standupandvote.com.au. So you can go on there, you can have a look. And I also have a TikTok now, as it turns out. Lord help us, called Lionhearted Mama, Mama with a U. And so my kids are totally annoyed because I have more followers than they do, and it's literally just my face saying stuff. But
all about politics?
Huh?
All about politics?
It was all about politics. I don't know what it will be about going forward. Okay. Again, it was because a lot of the misinformation that was coming out was coming from TikTok. And so somebody had to get onto TikTok to put out some correct information. So I basically started it. It was originally myth busting the Australian election is really where it started. So it's literally just my face saying things in the car. I do not dance. You will never see me doing any on there. But I guess it's basically somewhere where I can almost say what I like.
Yep.
Relatively uncensored, because TikTok does still censor people. And I don't think I'm particularly controversial either, but yeah, so now I'm on TikTok, which is fun. But yeah, so it's just been like some crazy fun and games. There's been a lot of learning for you and I in completely different ways. We are, I know you guys, you'll see there's an episode coming out soon, which was about growing veggies, which was one of the ones we thought we had lost. And so we're starting to become more sustainable or self-sustainable on our property.
Yeah.
And so, so we're veggie gardening, and we're getting the chickens, and we like the whole thing. So, so there may be some more of that on the TikTok, as I go along or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, we'll figure it out. But, it just seems to be like we were just saying a minute ago, like, we can't believe that it's June.
Yeah.
Like, where has the year gone?
So fast.
It's just blown by at the speed of light. So, so we're super excited now. We going forward will probably just be for a little while, at least Jessica and myself. Our beautiful Karen is still in one of those busy seasons. And so for now, she will not be joining us, and is still doing some other stuff. Perhaps in the future, she may be back depending on what goes on. Or may not if things go in a different direction for her, but she's really focused on her business right now. And so at this point, Jess and I are super excited just to be going along, talking to some of the incredible guests that we have got lined up, literally about, oh my gosh, money, mindset, sexuality, like women adventuring all over the world. What else are we talking about? Mom and children relationships. What else we've got lined up? Oh my gosh.
You already kind of said the gardening thing.
Oh yeah, there's gardening stuff. There is, the menstrual cycle. Like, there's people, specialists about so many different things. We have some incredible ladies who've lined up that have done a documentary on women. So I'm not going to give away too many secrets, but we've got an amazing one coming up too. Next, I'm not telling you. So many, so many exciting episodes to come. So many cool guests. So one of the flip sides, I guess, for both Jess and myself, with the things that we have been doing in the last few months, is that we have reached so many more people, right? So you haven't been hearing from us here, but we have been very busy on social media. We have connected with so many more people. And through that, met some incredible, incredible human beings who are kind of be able to come on here and tell their stories and educate us and teach us in their various areas of speciality. So,
so excited.
Super stoked.
Yeah.
Super excited. So join us next time. Hopefully we're going to be having an episode out a week again.
Yep.
We've already got 3 ready to roll. Can't wait to release them to you guys. And we will see you next time on the Transformation Project.
Yay.
Thank you for listening in to this episode of the Transformation Project. The Transformation Project is not just a podcast. We're also a community. We're a collective of like-minded people all around the world seeking to live their best life and raise each other up. We're looking to support you, set goals, get healthier, connect with yourself and others at a deeper level, and better understand yourself and the world around you. We're always looking to link arms with like-minded people, wanting to create more out of life. You can connect with us via our website, which is www.thetransformationproject.net.au. Email us at support@thetransformationproject.net.au. Or simply listen in to one of our podcast episodes, which can be found on all podcast platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You can even watch some of our episodes on our YouTube channel, simply called The Transformation Project. Please like and subscribe to make sure you hear all the incredible shows and guests we have lined up. If you have any feedback or any comment, we would love to hear those, as well as any ideas or guests that you think we should be interviewing in future. Thank you for joining us on this episode of The Transformation Project.